One bad day. That's all the Joker says it takes to drag the best of us down to his level. In the film, we know he proves it. But what if he was wrong? What if Harvey Dent, Gotham's shining hope, burned and shattered on a hospital bed, had refused the coin, and Two-Face was never born? Rewind. Before the scars, Harvey Dent is the man Gotham has been waiting for. The district attorney who fights the mob in daylight, badge, and smile, while a masked vigilante does the ugly work at night. They call him the White Knight. He loves Rachel Dawes. He believes out loud and without flinching that the city can be saved by the law instead of the fist. For once, Gotham believes it too. Then the Joker turns that hope into a game. He takes Rachel and Harvey, ties them up in two different buildings, wires both to explode, and hands out addresses like a dare. One can be reached in time. One cannot. Batman races for the woman he loves and arrives to find Harvey instead. The Joker lied about the addresses. Of course he did. Rachel dies in a wall of fire. Half of Harvey's face burns away with her. And that, in the story we know, is only the setup. Because the Joker isn't finished. He walks into the hospital in a nurse's dress and sits beside the ruined man he made. He doesn't offer a weapon first. He offers a philosophy. The world is chaos. Everything is chance. And here, flip for it. In the film, Harvey listens. He takes the coin. He becomes Two-Face, and he goes hunting for everyone he blames, all the way to a child at gunpoint on a ledge. Watch what that single surrender costs. Harvey's fall is so complete that Gotham can't survive the truth of it. So Batman takes the blame for his murders. Gordon smashes the signal and lets the whole city believe the Dark Knight is a killer. Harvey Dent stays a hero, but only as a lie. A beautiful story told over a coffin. Everything good that comes after is built on that lie. Everything hangs on one broken man in one hospital bed. So let's change one thing. Not the fire. Not Rachel, not the scars. Just the answer. The Joker leans in with his coin and his chaos, and this time, Harvey says no. He remembers what Rachel believed about him. He chooses the law that built him, even now, even like this. The coin never flips. This is where reality forks. The Joker's masterpiece fails. He wanted to prove that Gotham's brightest soul was one push from becoming a monster, and instead, that soul looks him in the eye and refuses. Batman still stops the fairies that night. He still runs the Joker down and leaves him for the police. But the victory the Joker was really playing for slips through his fingers. He broke the city's body. He couldn't break its heart. Now Gotham has something it has never had before. A hero who lost everything to its evil, his love, his face, his whole future, and still didn't fall. Harvey Dent walks back into that courtroom disfigured and unbowed, and every case he built stands on its own. There is no cover-up, no martyr's myth. Batman doesn't have to become the villain. Gordon doesn't have to lie to his own men or his own family. The truth, for once, is enough. Can you imagine what that does to a city that had forgotten how to hope? But here's the part the Joker would have enjoyed. A man who survives that much rarely comes back unchanged. Rachel was the one who kept Harvey human, the voice reminding him the law existed to protect people, not to punish them. With her gone, his conviction has nothing to soften it. Slowly, the White Knight starts to gleam a little too hard. He stops asking whether a suspect might be innocent and starts assuming they never are. He bends a rule, then another, always for the right reasons, always one step past where he stood the day before. Gotham doesn't notice because Gotham is in love with him. They put his scarred face on the news as a badge of courage. They pass laws in his name. They hand him more power and more because who could question the man who refused the Joker himself? And that is the quiet horror of it. The Joker wanted to turn Harvey into chaos. He failed. But the city may be building something just as dangerous out of the opposite. Not a man ruled by chance, but a man ruled by absolute, merciless certainty that he is always right. And the ripples reach Batman too. In the story we know, he ends that night as a fugitive, taking the blame so Dent's name stays clean. Here there is no name to protect, no lie to carry. Batman is still the city's silent partner, still trusted by Gordon in the dark. But a Gotham that now has a living, breathing White Knight begins to wonder why it needs a masked one at all. If the law finally works in the daylight, What is a vigilante but a relic? A man who never learned to trust the system Harvey bled for? The very victory that saved Batman from disgrace slowly starts to make him unnecessary. And then the two of them meet on the same case, on opposite sides. Harvey, hard and certain, wants a suspect buried by any means the law can be stretched to allow. Batman, of all people, is the one urging restraint, warning that a rule bent far enough stops being a rule at all. Picture that. The incorruptible lawman and the outlaw who lives by a single, unbreakable code. And somehow it is the outlaw pleading for mercy. The man who refused the Joker's coin now eyes the vigilante the way Gotham once eyed its criminals, as something the clean new city should no longer have to tolerate. The alliance that held the line all through that long night begins, quietly, to crack. So the test comes again, the way it always does. A case where the law says one thing and Harvey's gut screams another. A guilty man the system might let walk free. In that hospital bed, he refused to become judge, jury, and executioner. Now, with the whole city roaring him toward exactly that, will he hold the line a second time, when holding it costs him the worship he has grown to need? That is the moment this version of Gotham has to answer. In the story we know, the coin decided everything, and the real Harvey was already gone. Here, there is no coin. There is only Harvey, alone with the choice, the way he was alone in that hospital room. If he chooses mercy over vengeance one more time, Gotham gets the thing the real film swore was impossible. A hero who stayed a hero, out in the open, with no lie holding him up. If he doesn't, then the Joker was right all along. He just took the long way around to prove it. And that is what this alternate path reveals about the real Dark Knight. The film we know was never really about the Joker at all. It is about how thin the line is, how one carefully aimed bad day can topple the best of us, and how a frightened city would rather worship a comforting lie than face a painful truth. Pull out that single hospital moment, and you can see how much weight was balanced on it. Change one answer, and Batman never becomes a fugitive, Gordon never becomes a liar, and Gotham has to learn whether it can survive on something harder than a myth. The real movie bet that it couldn't. This one dares to ask if it could. If you'd watch the whole thing again just for that ending, subscribe.